What's good everyone, it's Smudger here. It's been at least a few weeks since we last had a look through the Trello boards within Vanguard and Warzone, I think. Maybe 3 weeks, something like that. And judging by the way that people were talking about Vanguard over on Twitter and Warzone, to be fair, I think all the hype around Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2 was getting to their heads a bit, because the way they were talking, you'd think that all the issues currently have been solved. And I'm sure I don't need to tell most of you this, that is not the case. You can see just from this list how many issues there are. And once again, fixed, scheduled and investigating are the yellow and orange tags. But they still haven't rolled out the dogs are sometimes invulnerable to damage, and that has been there since December now. There's still so many bugs that just seem really bizarre and random, and they don't seem to have any origin. They just crop up whenever they feel like it. It's really, really strange. And packet burst still hasn't been fixed. Spawn logic has gotten exponentially worse, in my opinion, since season 2. I don't know if that's just because I was playing a lot on the Blitz maps when they had kind of that small map mosh pit all on Blitz, but those spawns were awful. They were genuinely, it was like going back to the first week of Vanguard. They were so bad. I don't know what went on there. I haven't touched Vanguard for about 2 days, so if the spawn logic is refined in those past 48 hours, then sue me. But they were just horrendous, and there's just so much that seems to keep going wrong. Even with stuff with bundles now, that for the most part they've been fairly on top of, based on what you'd class Call of Duty as being on top of as. Even that's going wrong. People were buying the Florida Mutineers skin for the CDL and getting London, and London were getting Florida, and that's people's hard-earned money. Whether or not you want to buy skins or not, that's entirely your choice. But to then not get what you paid for, if you went into a shop and bought a chocolate bar, you opened it and found out that it was just an entire bar of peanuts, you would take that back and be like, it's not what I bought. I don't know how you make an entire bar of peanuts, but it's the metaphor we're going with. It just seems like Call of Duty is in a very, very weird place. Vanguard is just not the Call of Duty that we all wanted it to be, we all thought it could be. And it doesn't set a great tone for the next 2.5 years of Call of Duty. Obviously, we get Modern Warfare 2 in the end of this year, or towards the end of this year. If that game isn't good, do you know how long those 2 years are going to be? And I'm of the belief that the 2-year cycle, or at least the 2-year cycle we're going to have for the next game is needed. I think they need more time to work on the games. They've become too expansive and complicated. But if Modern Warfare 2 is anything like Vanguard with the bugs, it is going to be so painful. Hopping over onto Warzone, which is less colourful, which upsets me a little bit. There are still exploitable spots. There's definitely less of them, but I've seen a couple of TikToks where people think they are the greatest thing on earth for finding an under the map spot. There's definitely less of them, that's for sure. However, there are still, some bugs knocking about. The PPSH was just wildly too powerful. I know that they're looking into that if they haven't already patched it by the time this video goes out. And I know obviously they've spoke about this in the past, is the fact that Warzone is integrated within the Modern Warfare app makes it really difficult to track down a lot of the bugs, because it's so meshed and intertwined, and they weren't expecting it to be as popular as it was. And as a result, they didn't set it up to be its own entity, and that will get changed, and that's great. As it stands though, there's just so many issues. And I see console players just every day finding something new wrong with their game. And I'm very lucky to have a PC that can run it. But you can't tell your players, oh, I'm really sorry that it doesn't work. Go buy a $4,000 gaming PC. Obviously, if you're on a next-gen console, I think you should get the best possible experience. As far as last-gen goes, I think we've probably reached the end of the line for that. I know Warzone was technically a last-gen game. Yeah, it was. But it's kind of, because it's an evolving entity, I think it's moved past the last gen era. It should still run. I'm fully of the belief of that. It should still run, and it should play as smooth as possible. It should not play as janky as it is from some of the PS4 streams I've seen. But it comes a point where Warzone is not built for last gen. However, the issues on next gen are pretty much unacceptable in my opinion. And there's a lot of hype going forward in Call of Duty's future, which I like to see. By no means do I think there shouldn't be any hype. I don't want, every single cycle and be dead pessimistic about it. They don't have a great track record at the moment, and that is leading me to be pessimistic. I'd love to be optimistic for the future, but I just do not know where that future is going to take us. Who knows, in all honesty? We'll have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts on it, though, as always. I am always interested to see what you guys think, because I know some of you play on console, some of you play on PC, some of you are only Warzone or only Vanguard players, so let me know what you think down below. As always, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.